No, I am your father.
If you saw Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, you probably remember Darth Vader uttering the famous line, "Luke, I am your father." You might be surprised to learn that the line was actually, "No, I am your father." Most people have memories of the line being the former rather than the latter. In the 1972 movie Fists of Fury by Bruce Lee, it was believed that he stood in front of the Japanese masters and said, 中國人唔係東亞病夫. In reality, what he actually said was,
中國人唔係病夫.
Again, in 2011, the famous movie based on an autobiographical novel of an author in Taiwan was not named 那些年我们一起追过的女孩, but instead 那些年我们一起追的女孩. The Mandela Effect refers to a situation in which a large mass of people believes that an event occurred when it did not. The term was originated by Fiona Broome, a popular paranormal researcher. After she discovered that she had a rather interesting mismemory about Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa. In 2009, when Fiona Broome was at a conference, she talked with other people about how she remembered the tragedy of Mandela's death in a South African prison back in the 1980s. However, Nelson Mandela did not die in the 1980s in a prison. He passed away in 2013. As Broome began to talk to other people about her memories, she learned that others even vividly remembered seeing news coverage of his death as well as a speech given by his widow on TV. Broome was shocked that such a large mass of people could remember the same identical event in such detail when it never happened. She then created a website to discuss what she called the Mandela Effect and other incidents like it. Soon after that, more and more people came to realize that they had the same mismemory about not just Nelson Mandela, but also a variety of very odd events. For example, though many of us remember black detailing on Pokemon characters' tail, but in reality, it's just yellow. In the famous song 爱我中华, the first line was not 56个民族56枝花, it was actually 56个星座56枝花. Here, I would like to share a personal experience with respect to this interesting phenomenon about Adidas. When I was a high school student, I always remember that there are two D's after the letter A, just like some others do. I still remember watching my friends wearing Adidas running sneakers in public, and we even talked about how two Ds look better than just one D because it's longer. On the other hand, I also recall my friends telling me that they heard from others the phrase, all day I dream about sex, one word for each letter in the name Adidas. They even changed it to all day I dream about Sarah, because Sarah was a very beautiful, charming female student at school, whom every boy had a crush on. Another example is the famous sculpture by French artist Auguste Rodin, the Thinker. Like so many others, I thought the sculpture was always with one hand placed on the forehead rather than on the chin. Until I grew up and learned about the true posture and the effect that so many people had the same mismemories. So what are the causes of the Mandela Effect? Well, memory is highly malleable. Input from other people can change memories, causing people to misremember events or remember events that never happened. False memories. One cause of the Mandela Effect is the idea of false memories, or distorted recollections of an event. From a neuroscience perspective, when you recall memories versus remembering them perfectly, they become influenced to an extent that they can eventually become incorrect. Research shows false memories can result from mispresentation in working, short-term or long-term memories, meaning that our recall of certain details of events can become distorted over time. Alternatively, we may conjure up false memories based on suggestions or misinformation from others around us. Additionally, research shows that each time we recall a memory, our brain networks alter the way we remember an event. In other words, the next time you recall an event from the past, you may remember certain details from the last time you recall the memory, not the original event. Priming. In psychology, priming describes a phenomenon in which exposure to a stimulus directly influences a person's response to a subsequent stimulus. For example, if a person reads or hears the word grass, they will recognize another related word, such as tree or lawnmower, more quickly than an unrelated word. Priming uses suggestive techniques to trigger a certain response. For instance, "Did you grab the red ball from the shelf?" is much more suggestive than the phrase, "Did you take anything from the shelf?" This is because the second phrase contains a general open-ended question, while the first describes the action of grabbing a specific object, the red ball. Therefore, the first phrase has a stronger influence on memory than the second. Researchers have discovered a simple method of inducing false memories called the Dies-Rodiger-Maderman task paradigm. During the DRM task paradigm, participants read a list of related words, such as these. Then they were asked to pick from the following words the ones they were formerly presented with. After reading the list, researchers will ask the participants whether or not they recall a lure word, which is a related word that is not on the list. Usually the participants will recognize the lure word and recall reading it, even though it was never on the list. The word table is just there to make you mistakenly think that the other words are from the same group and quickly pick them all, even though the word snail should be excluded. Confabulation. Another possible cause of the Mandela Effect is a neuropsychiatric disorder known as confabulation, which is when a person's brain creates erroneous memories without intending to deceive anyone and genuinely believes that the false memories is accurate. Confabulation may look like an exaggeration of a real event, mismatching memories from one event into another, recalling a new memory and thinking it took place at an earlier time, filling in misinformation gaps, or creating an entire new memory that never occurred. Basically, your brain will remember details that never happened and spontaneously generate details to compensate any holes in the memory. False memories treatment. Basically, there is no perfect treatment for your brain because false memories will happen on a daily basis. However, research suggests repetition can help. More specifically, exposing yourself to the same factual details over and over can help increase memory accuracy over time. At the end of the day, don't be surprised that you find yourself in a situation where false memories got the best of you and make you look like an idiot in front of others, because it happens to everybody. But it's definitely important to learn and tell rights from wrongs. Thank you for listening, and this is BearEatsEverything. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that like button if you really enjoy my videos. And stay tuned for more interesting content coming out soon. I'll be waiting for you in the next episode. See you around.